Hey guys, happy Monday. It's been a hell of a week. In light of it, I've decided to stick with this. When I was first diagnosed with MS, the first 6 months was hell because I didn't know what was going on with my body. I was basically a lab rat, whereas I was given medications. This was the first time I was given any medication that extreme for my situation. So I was bedridden and dizzy because the meds were fighting my, vertigo and any symptoms. And this was extreme meds being introduced to my body for the first time. What I recall, at first I was depressed and I was upset because obviously, I didn't do anything before. No, I was pretty active before, and now I could do nothing. So I needed something. So I remember, and I'm sure I told you, I turned to comedy. I said, I need to laugh. That's what I said. I remember saying to myself, I need something. I need a distraction. And I know I've told you this before, I turned to the radio. I turned to TV. I didn't want to sit by the TV. I wanted to do something else. I wanted background noise to give me something to focus on. So, like I said, I turned to morning talk radio, and I tried finding stations that seemed interesting, and the problem is they weren't funny enough. And I happened upon, at the time, this was like the 90s, so I turned to Howard Stern. And at the time he was on K-Rock, which was a free radio station. Now he's on XM, which you gotta pay for. No. And I remember listening to Howard Stern every day, and those 4 hours were heaven for me. I know people aren't fans of him and don't like him. I became a fan for life because of that, because he was talking to me. He was making me laugh. He was giving me something to look forward to daily. And I just didn't have anything right then and there. So for those 6 months, he was my friend. And I remember I taped a show and listened to shows and taped shows. And if I was feeling bummed or depressed, I just went to the tapes and listened to the show, episodes and everything. And it was really funny. There were really good guests, and they're special shows. I mean, I have favorite episodes. So I know people have issues with Howard Stern and everything, and it's like, I understand. But at the time, he literally saved my life. So I know people are like, you couldn't find a better thing to do. You couldn't read the Bible. At the time, I couldn't see. Not that I was blind, but my focus, my vision was so blurred. I just needed to hear something. I just needed to laugh. I just needed somebody there talking to me. And that's what we need now. We just need not to laugh to forget the problems, but just laugh so we're able to breathe. And excuse me, breathe and just deal. And I know I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying forget about the problem. I'm saying this way you can step back, take a breath, and then figure out, okay, what do we do now? Here's what we do. And we get rid of that anger. We get rid of that frustration and confusion. Not saying that we totally get rid of it. We subdue it, and we use it to think of other ways to make things better, which is what we have to do, which is what we need to do. We need to change laws. We need to get rid of people in the office that think what these cops were doing was okay. And we need to really just better ourselves as a country, because I'm sure in other countries we look like garbage. And I don't blame them, because I know people are like, well, you're anti-American. No, I'm anti-American violence for no reason. And we've demonstrated it on both ends right now. This past week has demonstrated, what what violence has caused. Anyway, I wasn't going to make this a long one, but guess what? I did. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Take a moment and smile. I'm listening to the radio now, and basically they have the same mentality. It's like, we are so heavy in this. It's time to uplift ourselves so that we can have a clear focus and go back in. But we can go back in with the knowledge and not the anger so much. Yes, we're angry. Yes, we want to change. Yes, our anger's still inside, but it's become anger, within logic. And that's what the bad guys are afraid of. That's what they don't like, because logic makes things happen, a little bit better. Anyway, this is a big one. You guys have a great day. Enjoy your Monday, and do yourself a favor. Laugh and smile at everybody and anything. You never know. Even if they're uncomfortable with it, that's their discomfort, not yours. Have a great day, guys.